Hey, it's me, Mondo, and welcome to the very first episode of Mondo House. And I've been thinking about starting this podcast for a while. For those of you who do not know, which is probably the vast majority of you, is that I started a podcast called Jay's Grease Show. And for a while, I wanted to do a spin off that focuses on anime and manga. And because mainly the Grease Show deals with sports and other topics, I wanted to start a separate podcast dealing with anime, manga, and other types of quote unquote nerd stuff. And with this being the first episode, I thought it would be very appropriate to talk about the very first anime that I've seen that really got me hooked into anime and manga and all that other type of stuff. And this anime is probably the gateway for many people, just like myself, that got them into anime and manga. And this is the Dragon Ball franchise. I'm going to be talking about the original Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. And I'm purposely leaving out Dragon Ball GT because that was confirmed that it is non-canon. Thankfully that it is non-canon because I really didn't want to talk about GT. It is, in my opinion, the unworthy successor to the Dragon Ball Z series. But I will say that Dragon Ball GT did yield some good things. And before I get into talking about the Dragon Ball franchise, I just want to give a little quick how this is going to work, so to speak, for Mondo House. And basically, I'm going to come on here uh, every week and talk about 3 animes or mangas, depending on which I complete. And I'm going to give a brief plot overview, a some key themes and events, and impact and legacy that show or manga brings. So, with that being said, there's only one way I could do this, and I decided to start all the way from the beginning in Dragon Ball. So, with doing that, I had to break everything down into the sagas. So, and that kind of made things a whole lot easier. So, when we start off the Dragon Ball franchise, we automatically start off with the Pilaf Saga, or the Emperor Pilaf Saga. And like I said, it's the very first arc of the Dragon Ball series, and the thing that starts it all. It introduces a lot of key characters, world building elements, and the overachieving quest for the Dragon Balls, which are mystical orbs that will grant your wish after a dragon suddenly appears, and that dragon will grant you your one wish. So, the saga begins with Son Goku, a young, naive boy with extraordinary, unnatural strength, living alone in the mountains. He meets Bulma, a teenage inventor, searching for the 7 Dragon Balls, so that she can summon the eternal dragon Shenron so she can get her wish. Goku possesses one of the Dragon Balls, the 4-star ball, a keepsake from his late grandfather, which leads him to joining Bulma on her quest. And the journey brings them into contact with various characters, including Oolong, a shape-shifting pig with a mischievous personality, Yamcha, a desert bandit, initially hostile but later becomes an ally, Puar, Yamcha's loyal shape-shifting companion, and Master Roshi, quirky yet pervy martial arts master who gifts Goku the flying Nimbus cloud. And basically the group just faces comedic challenges builds bonds, and gradually gathers all of the Dragon Balls. So, Emperor Pilaf's role, the saga's antagonist, is a comical, bumbling villain who seeks the Dragon Balls to become the ruler of the world alongside his henchmen, Mai and Shu. Pilaf repeatedly attempts to steal the Dragon Balls from Goku and his friends. Pilaf's ambitions culminate in his capturing of Goku and his team. He successfully collects all 7 Dragon Balls and summons Shenron. However, his wish is interrupted by Oolong, who comically wishes for a pair of women's underwear, thwarting Pilaf's plans. And that's no joke. That actually happened. But but in the saga we did go into our first climactical battle. Pilaf traps Goku and his friends in a steel room to bake them alive using the sun's heat. Despite desperate to escape, Goku sees the full moon and transforms into the Great Ape, a giant, uncontrollable monkey, and destroys Pilaf's castle. The transformation reveals Goku's hidden Saiyan heritage, which we will talk about later on as we get into, I believe, the Raditz Saga. But as of right now, it's completely unknown. And the saga ends with Goku returning to normal and the group parting ways to continue their adventures. So, with the Pilaf Saga, I'm going to talk about the key themes and legacy. And the Pilaf Saga is lighthearted, focusing on humor, adventure, and world building. It really sets the tone for Dragon Ball's blend of comedy and action. I don't want to speak for the entire franchise, but it definitely speaks for the Dragon Ball portion. It blends comedy and action while introducing essential elements like the Dragon Balls, Shenron, Goku's mysterious origins, which we will talk about later on. Through Pilaf is more of a comedic villain. His antics are very pivotal in shaping the story's or early dynamics. And then that leads us into the Tournament Saga, which is also known as the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai Saga. And it pretty much marks a major shift from the lighthearted adventure of the Pilaf Saga to focus on martial arts and character growth. So after their adventures in the Pilaf Saga, Goku and Krillin and a young monk named Krillin become disciples of Master Roshi, who trains them in martial arts and prepares them for the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, or the World's Martial Arts Tournament. The training is rigorous and unconventional, involving tasks like delivering milk, farming, and construction work to build their strength, speed, and discipline. Goku and Krillin's training culminates in their participation in the prestigious tournament, where martial arts artists from around the world compete for glory. And in this saga, we are introduced to some key characters. Krillin, like I said, who is Goku's fellow student, rival, who is initially cocky but becomes his most loyal best friend. Yamcha makes his return from the Pilaf Saga, who also enters in the tournament. Master Roshi, or Jackie Chun. Master Roshi disguises himself as quote-unquote Jackie Chun to compete and ensure his students stay humble. We get introduced to Nam, a humble fighter participating to win prize money to save his drought-stricken village. And Bacterian, a comically unhygienic competitor who uses his strength as strong stench as a weapon. So, just to give you a few tournament highlights, Krillin takes on Bacterian, and Krillin overcomes Bacterian's gross tactics and determination and humor. Yamcha versus Jackie Chun. Yamcha is defeated by Roshi's superior skill and teaching him humility. And Goku versus Giran, and Goku uses his strength and ingenuity to help him overcome a very monstrous Giran. So some of the key themes in this saga is growth and humility. This saga emphasizes the value of hard work, perseverance, and staying grounded despite success. Comedic action. The fights blend humor with intense martial arts, staying true to Dragon Ball's lighthearted tone. And friendship and rivalry. Goku and Krillin's bond grows, setting the foundations for their lifelong friendship. And the legacy of the tournament saga, it really introduces us to the Tenkaichi Budokai, which is a reoccurring element in the Dragon Ball franchise that elevates its martial arts focus. It solidifies Goku as a promising young warrior while expanding the franchise's world and character roster. This saga is a major fan favorite for its balance of comedy, action, and heartfelt moments. And this leads us into the Red Ribbon Army saga, which, spoiler alert, is going to become a pretty key factor in Dragon Ball Z, which we will be talking about in this episode. The Red Ribbon Army saga is a very major story arc in Dragon Ball, following Goku's quest to retrieve the Dragon Balls while battling the notorious Red Ribbon Army. This saga shifts the tone the series. It shifts the tone of the series towards a more intense action and adventure while expanding the world and stakes of Goku's journey. After the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, Goku sets out to find his grandfather's 4-star Dragon Ball, using the Dragon Radar that he borrows from Bulma. His search brings him into a conflict with the Red Ribbon Army, a powerful and ruthless organization seeking the Dragon Balls to achieve world domination. The saga is divided into several sub-arcs as Goku confronts various divisions of the army. And some of those key sub-arcs are Muscle Tower. Goku visits Jingle Village, where the Red Ribbon Army has captured the local mayor. Goku infiltrates Muscle Tower, a fortress led by General White, defeating soldiers and the android Major... I'm going to butcher this. Metallatron. I think that's how you say it. Pretty sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. He also befriends Android 8, or Aider, a gentle android who helps him defeat White and rescue the mayor. The second sub-arc is General Blue. Goku's search continues, bringing him to the ocean where he allies with Bulma and Krillin. They encounter General Blue, who's a flamboyant but dangerous Red Ribbon officer. Blue pursues Goku through underwater caves and traps, but Goku ultimately defeats him after a series of battles. Then we go to Korin Tower. Goku faces mercenary Tao, a deadly assassin hired by the Red Ribbon Army. Tao kills Bora, a guardian of Korin Tower, and defeats Goku in their first encounter. Determined to avenge Bora, Goku climbs Korin Tower to train under Master Korin, a wise martial arts master, and after intense training, Goku becomes stronger and defeats Tao in a rematch. The Red Ribbon Army headquarters. With renewed strength, Goku infiltrates the Red Ribbon Army's headquarters alone. In a thrilling battle, he destroys the entire organization, defeating its leader, Commander Red, who was revealed to desire the Dragon Balls for personal gain rather than global conquest. You'll just have to find out what that is. I'm not going to spoil that for you. And then we get to the final sub-arc, Fortune Teller Baba. Goku's search for the Dragon Ball for the final Dragon Ball leads him to fortune teller Baba, who challenges him to win a series of fights against her warriors to earn her help. The battles introduce memorable characters, including Grandpa Gohan, Goku's adoptive grandfather, whom he fights in an emotional reunion. So some of the key characters introduced in this saga are Android 8 or Aider, a kind-hearted android who becomes one of Goku's allies, General Blue, a cunning and persistent officer of the Red Ribbon Army, Mercenary Tao, a deadly assassin and one of Goku's most dangerous early opponents, keyword on early, Korin, a wise talking cat who trains Goku and introduces the sacred water. And last, fortune teller Baba, a mystical seer who aids Goku in her quest. So, with this saga, I've narrowed it down to a few themes and impact. One is courage and perseverance. Goku's determination to protect his friends and stand against overwhelming odds really define the saga. Friendship. Goku forges new bonds with allies like Aider and Korin while deepening his connections with his existing friends. And good versus evil. The saga pits Goku's pure-hearted nature against the greed and cruelty of the Red Ribbon Army. Now, the legacy of the Red Ribbon Army saga is that it's a cornerstone of Dragon Ball, showcasing Goku's strength as a fighter and hero. It introduces several key characters and concepts, including Korin Tower, which remains significant even in later arcs. The saga's influence extends to Dragon Ball Z and beyond, with the Red Ribbon Army playing a critical role in the Android and Cell sagas. We'll talk about that later, as well as movies. Movie, I should say, the Dragon Ball superhero movie, which we won't talk about in this episode, but later on down the road we will talk about it. Then we get into the Tien Shinhan saga. And the Tien Shinhan saga, also known as the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai saga, is a pivotal arc in Dragon Ball, focusing on Goku's second participation in the World Martial Arts Tournament. It introduces us to Tien Shinhan and Chaozu, initially rivals, who later become key allies. The saga is notable for its deeper themes of redemption, rivalry, and Goku's growth as a martial artist. After the Red Ribbon Army saga, the Fortune Teller Baba saga, Goku and his friends train for the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai. Master Roshi's students, Goku, Krillin, and Yamcha, reunite to compete against a new group of powerful fighters, including Tien Shinhan and Chaozu, disciples of Master Roshi's rival, Master Shen. Master Shen teaches the Crane School, which emphasizes ruthless tactics, contrasting the Turtle School's philosophy of discipline and morality. Tien and Chaozu, shaped by Shen's teachings, initially exhibit cruelty and arrogant behavior. Now, in the tournament highlights, we get Yamcha versus Tien Shinhan, and Tien defeats Yamcha with his superior strength and brutal tactics, breaking Yamcha's leg, and this fight establishes Tien as a very formidable and ruthless opponent. Then we get to Krillin versus Chaozu. Krillin outsmarts Chaozu's psychic powers using his quick wit and martial arts skill to win. Then we get Master Roshi, or Jackie Chun, versus Tien Shinhan. Roshi, disguised as Jackie Chun, faces Tien to test his morality. Sensing Tien's potential for redemption, Roshi forfeits the match and encourages Tien to find his own path. Then we get Goku versus Krillin. In a friendly but competitive semifinal match, Goku narrowly defeats Krillin, showcasing both fighters' skills and sportsmanship. Then we get to the final match, which is Goku versus Tien Shinhan. The final battle is the highlight of the entire saga. Tien employs powerful techniques like the multi-form and the solar flare, while Goku counters with his incredible speed and strength. Tien ultimately wins after Goku is struck by a falling truck caused by Tien's attack, making the outcome bittersweet. However, Tien rejects his master's teachings and turns away from Shen, signaling his moral growth. So, to talk about some key themes, we look at redemption. Tien's arc showcases his transformation from a ruthless fighter to a noble martial artist, paving the way for his role as a future ally. Rivalry and friendship. Goku and Tien's rivalry is built on mutual respect, contrasting with the hostility of earlier opponents. And growth and humility. Goku's loss in the final match highlights his continued growth and resilience, emphasizing that setbacks are part of the journey. The impact and legacy is that the Tien Shinhan saga is a fan favorite for its blend of intense battles, character development, and emotional depth. It introduces techniques like the Tri-Beam and Solar Flare, which remain iconic throughout the series. Tien and Chaozu become reoccurring allies, and the saga cements the Tenkaichi Budokai as a core element in Dragon Ball. And this leads us to the King Piccolo saga. The King Piccolo saga is one of the most dramatic and pivotal arcs in Dragon Ball, making a significant shift in tone with higher stakes, intense battles, and darker themes. It introduces the franchise's first truly menacing villain, King Piccolo, and sets the stage for future conflicts involving the Piccolo lineage. The saga begins after the events of the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai, where Goku narrowly loses to Tien Shinhan. Tragedy strikes with when Krillin is mysteriously killed, and Goku discovers that the killer stole the 4-star Dragon Ball. This marks the beginning of Goku's quest for vengeance. The murderer is revealed to be one of the minions of King Piccolo, an ancient demon who once terrorized the world. Released from his imprisonment by Emperor Pilaf, King Piccolo seeks to regain his youth and power by collecting the Dragon Balls. Now, some of the key events is King Piccolo's rise. King Piccolo gathers his loyal minions, Tambourine, Cymbal, and Drum, to eliminate martial artists who could oppose him, including participants from the World Martial Arts Tournament. Tambourine kills several fighters, including Krillin, sparking Goku's personal vendetta. Then we go into Goku's battles. Goku confronts Tambourine and later Cymbal, avenging his fallen friend. However, Goku is ultimately defeated by King Piccolo himself, who leaves him severely injured. And then we get to Master Roshi's sacrifice. Master Roshi attempts to stop King Piccolo by using the evil containment wave, a technique designed to seal the demon. Unfortunately, the attempt fails and Roshi dies from the strain, leaving the world without its greatest protector. Then it leads to Shenron's death. King Piccolo uses the Dragon Balls to restore his youth, significantly increasing his power. To ensure no one can use the Dragon Balls against him, he kills Shenron, shattering the orbs and leaving the world without their magic. Tien's struggle. Tien attempts to use the evil containment wave against King Piccolo, but is interrupted despite his determination. Tien is unable to defeat King Piccolo on his own. Then Goku's training with Korin. Severely injured, Goku climbs Korn's towers once again. Korn reveals the Ultra Divine Water, a mystical substance that could grant Goku immense power at the risk of his life. Goku survives the ordeal, emerging far stronger. And the final battle. Goku confronts King Piccolo in a climactic showdown using his newfound strength and determination. Goku defeats the demon with a powerful punch through the chest. Before dying, King Piccolo spits out an egg, ensuring his legacy continues through his offspring, Piccolo Jr. I've pointed out three key themes of this arc, and the first one is sacrifice and loss. The saga is marked by deaths of major characters, including Krillin, Master Roshi, and Shenron, raising the stakes significantly. Number two, good versus evil. King Piccolo embodies pure evil, making Goku's victory and triumph of light over darkness. And number three, growth and determination. Goku's relentless pursuit of justice and willingness to risk everything highlights his development as a hero. The impact and legacy of the King Piccolo saga is a turning point in Dragon Ball. It introduces Piccolo's lineage, a critical element in future arcs, and establishes the darker, more intense tones that continues into the Dragon Ball's into Dragon Ball Z. Goku's growth and triumph solidify his role as Earth's ultimate protector, and the saga's emotional depth leaves a lasting impact on the series and its fans. And that leads us to the Piccolo Jr. arc saga. The Piccolo Jr. saga, also known as the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai saga, is the final arc of the original Dragon Ball series. It serves as a thrilling conclusion, featuring its intense battles, significant character development, and the emergence of Goku as a true champion and protector of Earth. This saga also sets the stage for Dragon Ball Z with its foreshadowing of greater threats and complex dynamics between Goku and Piccolo Jr. The saga begins 3 years after the defeat of King Piccolo. Before his death, King Piccolo had spawned Piccolo Jr., his reincarnation, to carry out his revenge and conquer the world. Meanwhile, Goku has been training extensively, preparing to compete in the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai and face the greatest fighters. Some of the key events are the beginning of the tournament. The 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai gathers the strongest fighters, including Goku, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien Shinhan, and Chi-Chi, one of Goku's childhood friends, and who becomes has a pretty important role as the series progresses. The mysterious Ma Jr., secretly Piccolo Jr., also enters, hiding his true identity to carry out his revenge. We get Goku versus Chi-Chi, and this is a lighthearted moment. Goku battles Chi-Chi, who reveals herself as his fiancée, reminding him of his childhood promise to marry her, and Goku agrees to marry Chi-Chi after their fight. Then we get to the semifinals, Tien Shinhan versus Goku, and in a spectacular match, Goku defeats Tien, demonstrating how far he has grown. Piccolo Jr. versus Krillin. Piccolo overpowers Krillin, showcasing his ruthlessness and strength. And in the final battle, Goku versus Piccolo Jr., the climax of the saga is the intense and destructive battle between Goku and Piccolo Jr. Piccolo reveals his plan to conquer the world, and the fight pushes both combatants to their limits. Piccolo grows to a massive size, using devastating energy attacks, and even cripples Goku by breaking his limbs. Goku counters with his speed, resilience, and strategic thinking, ultimately defeating Piccolo with a flying headbutt. And despite his victory, Goku spares Piccolo's life, knowing that his death would also kill Kami, the Earth's guardian. In the aftermath, Goku is declared the winner of the Tenkaichi Budokai for the very first time. He marries Chi-Chi, marking the start of a new chapter in his life. Piccolo Jr., though defeated, vows to return stronger and setting up future conflicts. The key themes in this saga are redemption and rivalry. The dynamic between Goku and Piccolo Jr. evolves from a clash of good versus evil to a complex rivalry that will define much of the series going forward. Responsibility and growth. Goku's victory establishes him as Earth's ultimate protector, while his marriage to Chi-Chi highlights his personal growth. And honor and mercy. Goku's decision to spare Piccolo reflects his unwavering sense of honor and belief in redemption. The impact and legacy of the Piccolo Jr. saga is a high point in Dragon Ball, blending intense martial arts, emotional moments, and significant personal growth. It transitions the series into a more mature narrative style, paving the way for Dragon Ball Z. Piccolo Jr.'s survival ensures his future role as both a rival and ally, while Goku's marriage signifies the start of the new generation of heroes. And with that, that is the end of the Dragon Ball anime, and that leads us into Dragon Ball Z. And we kick things off with the Raditz Saga. And this marks the beginning and introduces a dramatic shift in the series from a lighthearted martial arts adventure of the original Dragon Ball to intense battles, higher stakes, and the arrival of powerful new enemies. This saga sets the stage for the rest of Dragon Ball Z and introduces Goku's Saiyan heritage. The saga begins with the peaceful life of Goku, now married to Chi-Chi, and having a young son, Gohan. Goku is a skilled martial artist and protector of Earth, but his world is about to change forever when a powerful stranger arrives on Earth, Raditz, a powerful warrior from space. Raditz reveals the shocking truths about Goku's origins, and the Earth faces its first major threat from the cosmos. The key events is Raditz's arrival. Raditz, who is an alien warrior with immense strength, arrives on Earth in search of Goku. He reveals that Goku is not from Earth, but is actually a Saiyan, a warrior race that was once feared across the universe. Raditz further explains Goku's original mission was to conquer Earth, but he lost his memory after a head injury as a child. It is also revealed that Raditz is Goku's big brother. Goku's family is shattered. Raditz demands that Goku join him to help conquer Earth, or he will destroy it. He kidnaps Goku's son Gohan, threatening to kill him unless Goku obeys. Raditz also reveals that Earth is just one of many planets that he and other Saiyans are assigned to conquer. The battle against Raditz. Goku, unable to accept Raditz's demand, joins forces with Piccolo to stop him. Though the two are former enemies, they must work together to defeat Raditz. The battle between Goku and Piccolo and Raditz is intense, but Raditz proves too strong for them to defeat alone. During the fight, Goku is seriously injured, and Raditz shows no mercy. The sacrifice. In the climactic battle, Goku and Piccolo come up with a plan to defeat Raditz. Piccolo uses his powerful attack, the Special Beam Cannon, to pierce through Raditz's body. However, The attack also severely injures Goku as Goku holds Raditz in place to prevent him from escaping. In a final act of selflessness, Goku holds Raditz in place while Piccolo delivers the finishing blow. Goku dies in the process, sacrificing himself for the safety of Earth. The aftermath. Raditz's defeat leaves Earth vulnerable to further threats, and Goku's death is a devastating blow to his friends and family. Piccolo takes Gohan under his wing, sensing that the young boy has untapped potential. The saga ends with the revelation that there are even more powerful foes in the universe, setting the stage for the next major arcs. The key themes here are family and identity, the revelation of Goku's Saiyan origins, and his relationship with Raditz introduces themes of family, legacy, and identity. Goku's decision to protect Earth despite his origins reinforce his selflessness and sense of duty. Sacrifice and heroism. Goku's ultimate sacrifice for the far greater good is a pivotal moment in the series, showing his commitment to protecting his loved ones and the planet, and the arrival of greater threats. The saga establishes the Dragon Ball Z tone of escalating threats with stronger enemies from outer space, shifting the series away from previous, more grounded adventures. The impact and legacy of the Raditz Saga is a crucial turning point in the Dragon Ball franchise. It shifts the series into a more dramatic, action-packed direction, introducing the concept of the Saiyan race and the cosmic threats that will dominate Dragon Ball Z. Goku's death and the introduction of Vegeta and Nappa lay the groundwork for future arcs. The saga is foundational in establishing the high-stakes nature of Dragon Ball Z, marking the start of a much larger narrative with much more powerful enemies. And this takes us to the Saiyan Saga. And the Saiyan Saga is a key arc in Dragon Ball Z that follows the events of the Raditz Saga. It introduces Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, and his partner Nappa. While further exploring Goku's Saiyan heritage, this saga is crucial in the Dragon Ball Z narrative as it escalates the series' stakes with the arrival of powerful alien foes and the potential destruction of Earth looming. The saga begins with the aftermath of Goku's death at the hands of Raditz. Goku has been sent to the other world to train, while his friends and family are left to face the growing threat of the two powerful Saiyan warriors, Vegeta and Nappa, who are coming to Earth to seek revenge and collect the Dragon Balls for immortality. Meanwhile, Gohan and Piccolo and the others must prepare for the impending battle. The key events in the saga are Goku's training in the afterlife. While Goku is dead, he trains under King Kai in the other world, learning new techniques, including the powerful Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb. His training is essential for his future return to Earth, as he prepares him for the overwhelming threat posed by the Saiyans. The arrival of the Saiyans. Vegeta and Nappa arrive on Earth, having followed Raditz's trail. They are searching for the Dragon Balls to wish for immortality so they can dominate the universe. The Z Fighters, including Piccolo, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien Shinhan, and Gohan, prepare to face them in battle. The Z Fighters battle with Nappa. Nappa, who is a hulking and powerful Saiyan, faces off against Earth's mightiest warriors. He easily defeats Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu in brutal display of strength. However, he underestimates the power of Gohan and Piccolo, who manage to land a few blows on him. In an intense battle, Vegeta watches from the sidelines, intrigued by Gohan's potential. Then we get Piccolo's sacrifice. In an act of selflessness, Piccolo sacrifices himself to save Gohan, taking a fatal blow from Nappa. This moment deepens Gohan's emotional bond with Piccolo and helps awaken his hidden potential. With Piccolo's death, Goku's friends are pushed to their limits. Goku's arrival and final battle. After training with King Kai, Goku is revived using the Dragon Balls and returns to Earth just in time to face the remaining Saiyan warriors. Goku's arrival marks a major turning point in the battle. His Kaioken and Spirit Bomb techniques give him the strength needed to challenge Nappa and Vegeta. Nappa is defeated. Goku faces Nappa and defeats him with relative ease. Vegeta, who is enraged by Nappa's defeat, orders his death, marking his ruthless nature. Then we get Goku versus Vegeta. The final battle between Goku and Vegeta is intense and dramatic. Initially, Vegeta holds the upper hand with his power transforming into the Ozaru, the Great Ape, using the moon's light, or the Bloods Wave, which is a artificial moon, which I don't want to spoil too much, but if you want to know more about how Vegeta turns into the Great Ape, I highly recommend you watching Dragon Ball Z. However, Goku uses his Kaioken and later the Spirit Bomb to mount a comeback. Vegeta's retreat. After a brutal fight, Goku is severely injured and the Spirit Bomb is only partially successful. However, Vegeta decides to retreat, realizing he cannot defeat Goku and the remaining Z fighters. Before leaving, Vegeta promises to return stronger, setting up his future rivalry with Goku. In the aftermath, the Z fighters are left to recover from their injuries, and Gohan is left deeply affected by the loss of Piccolo. Goku's heroic sacrifice and survival mark him as the protector of Earth, while the defeated Vegeta sets the stage for future conflicts. The key themes in this saga are sacrifice and redemption. The sacrifice of Piccolo to protect Gohan and Goku's struggle against the Saiyans highlight the themes of sacrifice and redemption. Even Vegeta, initially portrayed as a ruthless villain, shows a glimmer of respect for Goku's strength and perseverance. Power and rivalry. Vegeta's arrival introduces a powerful rival for Goku. Their battles and interactions shape their complex relationship through the series, from fierce enemies to eventual allies. Survival and strength. The Z fighters must fight against overwhelming odds, demonstrating the themes of perseverance and growth. Goku, in particular, shows that even after death, he can rise to protect Earth and challenge seemingly unbeatable foes. The legacy and impact of the Vegeta saga is a pivotal moment in Dragon Ball Z that changes the course of the series. It marks the arrival of some of the strongest foes Goku has ever faced and introduces the concept of the Saiyan race as a key element in the series. Vegeta's rivalry with Goku becomes a central theme throughout Dragon Ball Z. The saga establishes the high stakes and intense action that would define the rest of the series. It also leads into the Namek Saga, where Goku's quest for the Dragon Balls continues, and the Frieza Saga, where the stakes escalate even further. And we're going to kick that is going to lead us into the Namek Saga. And this is one of the most important arcs in Dragon Ball Z, as it introduces the powerful alien tyrant Frieza, reveals the mysterious planet Namek, and further explores the Saiyan race. The saga marks a turning point in the series, featuring intense battles, emotional stakes, and the search for the Dragon Balls on Namek, which could grant a wish to revive those who were lost during the earlier battles with against Vegeta and Nappa. Following the events of the Vegeta Saga, the Z Fighters learn that the Dragon Balls on Earth have been used up and no longer useful because Piccolo had died. They learned that the Namekian Dragon Balls, much larger, more powerful Dragon Balls, exist on the distant planet of Namek. Goku, along with Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma, travel to Namek to gather the Dragon Balls and wish back their fallen friends. However, they are not the only ones after these powerful artifacts. The tyrant Frieza and his forces are also on Namek, and they intend to use the Dragon Balls to grant Frieza immortality, allowing him to continue his reign of terror across the universe. Now, some of the key events are the search for the Namekian Dragon Balls. The Z Fighters land on Namek and begin their search for the Dragon Balls. However, they quickly realize that they are not the only ones searching for the orbs. Frieza and his army, led by Zarbon and Dodoria, are also hunting the Dragon Balls. Along the way, the Z Fighters encounter Namekian residents, including Dende, a young Namekian who becomes an ally. Frieza's tyranny. As Goku and his friends search for the Dragon Balls, Frieza's oppressive rule over Namek is revealed. Frieza has been destroying villages and killing Namekians in his quest to find the Dragon Balls. His tyranny is brutal, and the Z Fighters become even more determined to stop him. Goku and Frieza's rivalry begins. Goku and his allies come into contact with the Frieza forces, and their battles result in the deaths of several Namekians, as well as Krillin. Vegeta reveals to Goku the truth about the Saiyan race, and how Frieza destroyed their home planet Vegeta. Not to be confused with Vegeta the person who is also killed. But Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta and wiped out almost all of the Saiyans, including Goku's family. This revelation greatly affects Goku, setting the stage for his ultimate confrontation with Frieza. Vegeta's death and redemption. After an intense battle with Frieza's forces, Vegeta, who initially fought Goku, becomes an unwilling ally. During his battles with Frieza, Vegeta is critically wounded. However, before he dies, Vegeta has a change of heart, revealing his regrets about his past actions and the destruction of the Saiyan race. He passes away, but not before telling Goku that Frieza is the one responsible for the destruction of planet Vegeta. The death of Krillin. In one of the most memorable moments of the saga, Frieza kills Krillin in front of Goku by making him explode. The death is the tipping point for Goku, who, filled with grief and rage, experiences a massive power surge and transforms him into a Super Saiyan for the first time. Goku vs. Frieza. The final confrontation between Goku and Frieza is one of the most intense battles in Dragon Ball Z. Frieza initially dominates Goku with his vast power, but after the death of Krillin, Goku's emotions push him to unlock the true power of the Saiyan race, transforming into a Super Saiyan. The fight between the two escalates, and Frieza unleashes more of his power, but Goku's strength, determination, and newfound Super Saiyan form push him to victory. Frieza's death and Namek's destruction. After an epic and destructive battle, Goku defeats Frieza, but the tyrant refuses to accept defeat. In a final act of defiance, Frieza attempts to destroy planet Namek by making the planet explode. Goku uses his last energy, delivers a powerful attack to Frieza, causing the tyrant's final defeat. However, Namek is in the process of being destroyed, and Goku barely escapes the planet's explosion. And the Wish and the Aftermath. With Namek on the brink of destruction, the survivors, including Goku, Krillin, Gohan, and the Namekian Dragon Balls, make a wish to restore the Dragon Balls and revive everyone who died during the conflict. Dende is selected as the new Shenron's Dragon God. Goku narrowly escapes the explosion of Namek, leaving the fate of the planet uncertain. The key themes of this saga are revenge and forgiveness. The saga explores themes of vengeance and redemption, particularly through Vegeta's character, who initially seeks revenge but ultimately changes his perspective before dying. Goku's own transformation into a Super Saiyan is driven by the anger and grief of Krillin's death, but it also highlights his desire for justice rather than vengeance. Power and transformation. The transformation of Goku into a Super Saiyan marks a major shift in the series, signaling the potential for Saiyans to reach incredible levels of power when pushed to the brink. Sacrifice and loss. The deaths of several key characters, including Krillin and Vegeta, add emotional weight to the saga, highlighting the sacrifices made for the greater good. Goku's loss of his friend Krillin is particularly significant, motivating his Super Saiyan transformation. The Namek Saga is one of the most iconic and influential arcs in the Dragon Ball Z series. It introduces Frieza, one of the most memorable villains in anime history, and marks the first appearance of Goku's Super Saiyan transformation, which becomes a central element throughout the franchise. The saga sets up many future conflicts, particularly with Vegeta's eventual alliance with the Z-Fighters, and the idea that even greater threats exist in the universe. The Namek Saga's lasting legacy is its intense battles, dramatic emotional stakes, and its pivotal role in shaping the Dragon Ball Z series. And with that, that's going to transition us into the Trunks Saga, or also known as the Android Saga. And this is a pivotal arc in Dragon Ball Z that introduces a new generation of characters and sets the stage for future conflicts with powerful androids and the threat of Cell. The saga primarily focuses on the arrival of Trunks, the son of Vegeta and Bulma, who plays a crucial role in the story's development. It also marks a shift towards the future timeline of the series. The Trunks Saga is set after the events of the Frieza Saga and deals with the appearance of androids that threaten the Earth. Trunks, a mysterious young warrior, arrives from the future to warn the Z-Fighters of the imminent danger posed by the androids and the future villain Cell. This arc sets the stage for the upcoming battles in the Android Saga and the Cell Saga, with many new threats emerging. In the key events, Trunks' arrival, the saga begins with an unexpected arrival of Trunks, a powerful young fighter who looks remarkably like Vegeta. Trunks, claiming to be from the future, informs the Z-Fighters of impending threat. He reveals that in his timeline, Dr. Gero, a scientist from the Red Ribbon Army, will soon create deadly androids that will destroy the Earth. Trunks warns the Z-Fighters that they need to prepare for the coming conflict, as the androids are far stronger than anything they've faced before. The Z-Fighters prepare. The Z-Fighters, led by Goku, begin training to face the new threat. During this time, they learn more about the androids that will soon appear, and begin preparing for the worst. Vegeta also undergoes intense training, continuing to push his limits and strive to surpass Goku's strength. Meanwhile, Gohan, who also grown stronger, also plays a key role in this preparations. The arrival of the androids. As predicted, the androids 19 and 20, who is Dr. Gero himself, appear on Earth. These androids are formidable, with vast strength and energy-draining capabilities. They are sent to kill the Z-Fighters and wreak havoc on Earth. A major battle ensues, with Goku fighting Android 19. Goku initially holds his ground, but the android proves to be dangerous foes. Goku's heart disease. In a surprising twist, Goku is struck by a heart disease that was predicted to strike him in the future timeline. The heart condition causes Goku to weaken and is unable to fight effectively. Trunks reveals in his timeline that Goku died from the disease before he could face the androids. However, Trunks is able to give Goku the medicine that will save his life, allowing him to continue the fight. The arrivals of Androids 17 and 18. The true threat is revealed with the appearance of Androids 17 and 18, two far more powerful and dangerous androids created by Dr. Gero. These androids are much stronger than their predecessors and begin to wreak havoc on Earth, forcing the Z-Fighters to unite and stop them. They prove to be difficult opponents, especially for Vegeta, who struggles against Android 18. We get Cell's introduction. As the androids cause widespread chaos, a new and more terrifying threat emerges. Cell, a bioengineered creature who has the ability to absorb other beings and gain their abilities. Cell is initially introduced as an insect-like creature in his early form. He is created by Dr. Gero and has a devastating plan to become the most powerful being in the universe by absorbing the androids. Cell's evolution. Cell's ultimate goal is to absorb 17 and 18, thus achieving his perfect form. Over time, Cell undergoes several transformations and becomes more powerful with each absorption. The Z-Fighters must face this new threat head-on while trying to prevent Cell from reaching his final form. The key themes are the future and legacy. The introduction of Trunks from the future highlights the theme of time and legacy. Trunks' journey to warn the Z-Fighters about the androids, and Cell underscores the consequences of the choices made in the present and their impact on the future. The dangers of technology. The creation of the androids and Cell emphasizes the dangers of unchecked scientific advancements. Dr. Gero's experiments lead to the creation of beings with immense destructive power, reflecting the theme of ethical implications using technology for evil purposes. Surpassing limits. The saga focuses heavily on pushing the boundaries of power. Both Vegeta and Goku continue to train and strive to surpass each other, while the Z-Fighters face the immense challenge of overcoming opponents far stronger than anything they've encountered before. The impact and legacy of the Trunks saga serves as a key transition into a more intense battles of the Android saga and Cell Saga, setting the stage for the arrival of one of the franchise's most dangerous and iconic villains, Cell. It introduces important characters like Trunks and Cell, while deepening the lore of the Dragon Ball universe, particularly with regard to the future Trunks timeline and the consequences of the Z-Fighters' actions. The revelation of Trunks' Super Saiyan form and the tension surrounding the arrival of the androids provides emotional depth and intrigue, setting up something setting up some of the most dramatic and intense conflicts in the Dragon Ball Z series. Additionally, the saga focuses on the passing of the torch between generations, as Trunks carries the weight of the future, becomes a key part of the ongoing storyline in the Dragon Ball Z universe. And that leads us into the Cell Saga, and that picks up right after the Trunks Saga, with the appearance of a bioengineered android who seeks to achieve the perfect form by absorbing the androids 17 and 18. His goal is to become the most powerful being in the universe, and in the process, he threatens to destroy Earth and all of its inhabitants. The saga features intense battles. The Z Fighters struggle to stop Cell's evolution, and the final showdown between Goku, Gohan, and Cell. The key events in this saga are Cell's introduction and early forms. Cell is introduced as a strange, insect-like creature with the ability to absorb other beings and gain their abilities. Initially, Cell appears in his first form, which is much weaker than his final form. He has the ability to regenerate and can absorb androids 17 and 18 to become stronger. Cell begins his journey of evolution, seeking out the androids to absorb them and reach his perfect form. The search for the androids. Cell travels around the Earth searching for 17 and 18 in order to absorb them and reach his ultimate form. During this time, the Z Fighters, particularly Vegeta, Goku, and Trunks, continue to train and prepare for the imminent threat. Vegeta and Trunks face off against Cell in his semi-perfect form, but they are unable to defeat him. The Cell Games. To announce his presence to the world and challenge the Z Fighters, Cell organizes a deadly tournament called the Cell Games. The tournament is said to take place in a remote area, and Cell invites Earth's strongest fighters to face him in battle. Cell warns that if the Z Fighters cannot defeat him, he will destroy the Earth, and this sets the stage for the final showdown between the Z Fighters and Cell. The Z Fighters' struggle. The Z Fighters, including Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, face off against Cell in the Cell Games. Goku initially fights Cell, but realizes that Cell is too powerful for him to defeat. Despite his best efforts, Goku is forced to admit that he cannot defeat Cell in his current state, and he willingly hands over the fight to his son Gohan. The moment marks a critical turning point in Goku's character as he finally acknowledges Gohan's potential. Gohan's transformation. In the heat of battle, Cell grows increasingly desperate and begins to toy with the Z Fighters after Cell kills Android 16, who had been trying to convince Gohan to fight. Gohan's rage pushes him past his limits. Gohan transforms into a Super Saiyan 2, a form more powerful than ever before, and begins to dominate Cell in battle. This marks the moment where Gohan steps up and becomes Earth's new protector, surpassing even his father. Cell's desperation and self-destruction. As Gohan relentlessly overpowers him, Cell becomes enraged and attempts to destroy Earth by initiating a self-destruct sequence. Cell's plan is to blow up the Earth, taking everyone with him. However, Goku, knowing that the Earth will be destroyed, sacrifices himself by instant transmitting Cell away to King Kai's planet. Goku's self-sacrifice prevents the Earth's destruction, but he dies in the process, leaving Gohan to fight alone. The final battle. After Goku's death, Vegeta and the other Z Fighters try to assist Gohan, but it's clear that only Gohan can finish the fight. Cell, now in his perfect form, continues to challenge Gohan, who, despite being greatly weakened, refuses to give up. Finally, with the help of his father's spirit, and his own unrelenting will, Gohan delivers a powerful final blow, completely destroying Cell. Cell's final defeat. In a dramatic climax, Gohan unleashes a final energy blast that obliterates Cell once and for all. Despite Cell's attempt to regenerate at the last second, Gohan's power overwhelms him. With Cell's death, the Earth is saved, and Gohan becomes the new hero of the story. The key themes in this saga is the burden of legacy, Gohan's rise to power, and his transformation to Super Saiyan 2 highlight the themes of carrying on the legacy of the previous generation. Goku's decision to let Gohan fight Cell represents his belief that Gohan has the potential to surpass him, marking a passing of the torch from father to son. Sacrifice. Goku's ultimate sacrifice to save Earth by teleporting Cell away and dying in the process is a central theme of the saga. His selflessness in choosing to protect his loved ones, even at the cost of his own life, shows his maturity and commitment to the greater good. The cost of power. The saga explores the consequences of having immense power, as Cell's quest to become perfect leads him to become a tyrant, willing to destroy anything in his path. Gohan's struggles with his inner strength also underscores the theme of controlling power and using it responsibly, and the hero's journey. Gohan's journey from a frightened child to a powerful warrior mirrors the traditional hero's journey. His character arc, which involves surpassing his father and rising to meet the challenge of defeating Cell, is one of the saga's most powerful narrative elements. The impact and legacy is one of the defining arcs of in Dragon Ball Z, marking the culmination of the series' exploration of power and legacy, and the responsibilities that come with it. Gohan's rise to prominence as the hero of the saga was a defining moment for the series, and his transformation into Super Saiyan 2 remains one of the most iconic moments in anime history. The Cell games were a major event in the series, and Cell himself became one of the most memorable villains in the Dragon Ball Z universe due to his complex nature and his terrifying power. The saga also marked a shift in the series, as Goku's death and Gohan's victory set the stage for the next major arcs in the franchise. Overall, the Cell Saga is highly regarded for its emotional depth, action, and character development, with Gohan's growth as a fighter and the sacrifices made by the Z fighters becoming a central theme that resonate throughout the Dragon Ball franchise. And with that, I am going to end this video. This Dragon Ball recap and summary is going to become a two-parter, realizing that I'm approaching 1 hour and 10 minutes. I mean, I didn't expect this to take this long to go through. But tomorrow, I will pick things back up with the Great Saiyaman Saga and finish up the Dragon Ball Z franchise and officially end episode 1 of Mondo House. So I appreciate everybody tuning in, and stay tuned for more.